Hello and welcome to All Round Health Talk. Today we're going to continue with the questions which we've been receiving from viewers. So let's get to it. We have a question here from a viewer that says, what causes bartholin cyst? Now, a bartholin cyst is an accumulation of liquid in the bartholin gland. Now, in the entrance of the vagina, there is a gland which has the function of producing liquids that would lubricate the vagina. Now, if for any reason the ducts of these glands through which this liquid flows into the vagina gets obstructed, it causes an accumulation of this liquid, since the liquid can no longer pass from the gland to the vagina. So the liquid accumulates in the gland and this causes a cyst. Now, basically, this cyst is painless. All you would see as part of the symptom is an increased volume around the entrance of the vagina. And basically, not all cysts are that big. Some are really small that you don't even realize them. And because they're painless, you don't have an idea that something is wrong. Others can be bigger, and then that way you feel that there's some increase in volume, but it's painless. Now, the cyst can get infected by a bacteria, and when it gets infected, it could cause an abscess. Now, this is painful. It's painful. It can cause difficulty when you walk. You feel the pain and you feel the increase in volume there when you walk or when you sit. And in this case, you would have to see a doctor. Normally, a cyst would be treated depending on the size and the symptoms that accompany it. Now, if it's just a simple cyst, which is just a small cyst, no pain, nothing, it will definitely disappear on its own. But in the case that it gets infected, you might need to take antibiotics. You would have to see your doctor and know if you have just a simple cyst or if you have an abscess of the bartholin gland. Now, basically, the main cause of this bartholin cyst is the obstruction of the ducts. There is no actual reason for why these ducts get obstructed, but it could be as a result of too much friction during sex. It could be as a result of bad hygiene. So anything could cause this duct of the gland to get obstructed, and if they become obstructed, then you would have a cyst. Okay, basically, if it gets infected, you would need a treatment to take antibiotics to treat the infection. How can a cyst get infected? Now, the cyst can get infected through different bacteria, right? And since we know as women, the vagina and the urethra, where the urine comes from, are very close. And there are bacteria that cause urine infections. Now, these same bacteria can increase your chances of having a cyst, a bartholin cyst that is infected. The main cause of an infection of a bartholin cyst would be the Escherichia coli, which is a bacteria that causes urine infection. Also, the bacteria that cause STDs, gonorrhea, chlamydia, are also likely to cause your cysts to get infected. So basically, how do you prevent? There is no actual way to prevent the cyst, but have a good hygiene and maintain a healthy sex life. Use preservatives and avoid too much friction during sex, and I think you will be fine. Next question says, I always have itching after sex. What is the reason? So what could probably cause you to itch after sex? There are so many reasons why your vagina would itch after sex. One of the reasons is vaginal dryness. Vaginal dryness means that your vagina is dry, which means your vagina doesn't have enough lubricant to keep it moisturized, to keep it wet enough to avoid itching. There are so many things that could cause your vagina to get dry. For example, if you're having sex, but before sex you don't get aroused, that could cause vaginal dryness. If you're taking medicines like anticonceptives, antidepressants, they have side effects of causing vaginal dryness. Using soap and so many other things to wash your vagina causes vaginal dryness. Diabetes can also cause vaginal dryness, and your oophorectomy, which is like the removal of the ovaries for some reason, can cause dryness of the vagina. And like we said in other videos, your vagina doesn't need you to do any special washing. It has a way of cleansing itself, so warm water is fine. Another cause for vaginal itching after sex would be semen allergy. Yes, it sounds really weird, but there are people who have allergies to the proteins in the semen of the man. Now, in this case, if you have a semen allergy, you're not only going to have vaginal itching, you're going to have itching in any part of the body that comes in contact with the semen. For example, your mouth, your skin, whichever part of your body that gets in contact with the semen will also produce itching, swelling, pain, signs of an irritation basically. Another cause of vaginal itching after sex is latex allergy. There are people who have allergy to the proteins contained in latex. Any material that is made out of latex causes allergy to these people. And since most of the condoms are made with latex, people have itching after sex, especially after using a condom. So if you have a latex allergy, you need to stop using condoms made from latex and use other forms of preservatives. Infections can cause your vagina to itch after sex. It could be just vaginal infections like we've talked about in other videos. Yeast infections we know causes a lot of itching. It could be a trichomoniasis. So there are vaginal infections that could cause itching, and STDs too can cause itching. Gonorrhea, chlamydia, they can all cause itching after sex. pH imbalance can also cause itching. Normally, the pH measures the level of acidity or alkalinity of a substance. Basically, it runs from 0 to 14. Yeah? And the vagina basically has a pH level of 3.8 to 4.5, which means our vagina is acidic. So if for some reason you change the acidity of the pH of your vagina by using soaps, by using certain types of preservatives, or because of contact with semen. Semen is alkaline in nature, so it can increase the alkalinity of your vagina. So anything that increases the pH level of your vagina can cause your vagina to itch after sex. So what do you do? If it's an STD or an infection, definitely you're going to need treatment. So you should always consult your gynecologist if you're a woman, and talk about this issue so they can give you the right medications. Now, if it's semen allergy, then you would need to know your partner, and you guys will have to do some tests. Dryness of the vagina, you already know to avoid soaps and perfumes that will cause irritation, and medications too that will cause dryness. If it's a latex allergy, you have to change your condoms, and basically that is how you prevent vaginal itching after sex. Next week, we're also going to continue with answering more questions that have been sent in, and we hope that you've learned a lot from this Q&A section. Please like our video, please share, please leave a comment, and please click the subscribe button and follow everything we do here. Thank you for listening, and see you next week.